under the car now, looking forward, and this is the replacement clutch slave, master, which sort of almost works, but this is the reservoir here, and then there's a hole in the floor, and there's a cap on there with a tube going up to another reservoir. And it would be much better if we could get rid of this and have the tube coming straight off there, so there's no reservoir on there, just like it is on the brake muster. Those are heavily corroded. So that'll take a bit of undoing. Bit of a drip on the gearbox, but it looks like there's a drip coming from the filler plug. With a bit of luck, that'll just need nipping up, that'll be lucky. Is anybody interested in this? This is fiberglass on top of fiberglass on top of fiberglass, and it's sort of pretty much as I expected, but some surprises. Some rot in the floor. I haven't quite discovered how much yet, but that'll need sorting out. The tunnel's been butchered to get the box in, but I'm not happy with the height of the gearbox. I think it has to come higher. The ends of the prop aren't parallel, so I'm going to have to think about that. But look at this sill. We've got an inch of water in that, and we've got some red paint on here, and apparently this car was red at one point. Well, when it was new it was red. So this piece of sill here has been on a long time, I would say. So is that a replacement sill? And on the top of that was this bit of tin, which is obviously a new part. But it just begs the question why they went to all the trouble of putting a new sill on, but not bothering to close it off properly. But this is all entirely fiberglassed inside, so let's have a scrape and see what we got. I could just drill a hole in the bottom and let it run out, but I might want to save something here. It's doubtful, but let's give it a chance. I don't know where to attack it. He was pretty good at fiberglassing, I have to say. Pity he wasn't a welder. Let's buzz it. Well, I'm certainly like fiberglass. This is behind the driver's seat, and everything, just everything, is covered in fiberglass. We've got pond there. The front was covered in fiberglass. This is what I've taken out. So hopefully this is savable. There's quite a lot of this thick tar stuff, which I think is factory stuff. So that's done its job quite well. I'll come back to it in a minute. Still chipping away. Soaking wet. Well, he'd done a very good job of fiberglassing. Pity he wasn't a welder instead. In this back seat area is soaking wet underneath. But it comes off okay as long as you can get a start. I mean, it's quite difficult around all the corners and so on. And this is where it's pierced underneath. I think we'll try to pick it up with a forklift. I need to knock that back again. Get it cleaned up, then have another look. Well, that's not too bad, considering its age, and I'm not trying to make a new car, but thinned a little bit pitted, but that's okay. And that big bulge in there that shouldn't be there. I'll wait till I've cleaned the other side up and see what the shape's supposed to look like. And the back is okay. This is behind the driver's seat. That's all okay. Quite pitted on the top of this inner sill, but not holed or anything. And this sill, it actually chopped the top off this sill to fill it full of fiberglass, and I've taken virtually all of that out. A little bit ragged down here. It's had a repair patch there from the outside, so I'll cut that off. Strengthen that A-post. But I think there'll be some problems at the bottom of the wing, so this will continue forward under there. So not bad. Right, cleaned up, and probably a little better than I expected. Looking down towards the pedals, so pretty much that half needs replacing. Over this side not too bad, and of course up by the bulkhead not too bad. But every job that's been done on this has been done, but done not very well. There's been some surgery to the tunnel there, but there's a problem with the gearbox. It's not lining up with the prop shaft, so I'm going to have to lift the gearbox a little bit at the end, so a bit more needs to be cut out. And the gearbox is touching the wall there, touching the tunnel. So that's going to encroach on the pedal area. And the pedal area is not good, because the brake pedal here, I've taken the master cylinder out at the moment, but the brake pedal actually falls onto the accelerator pedal right up there. So I'm wondering if I can move them all over a little bit. I'll have to have a look underneath, see what's going on there. But if I can move them over an inch or so, because when I make the gearbox tunnel bigger, I'm going to lose even more space next to this accelerator. But before that, I'll have a look at the other side, see what's going on. Right, that's pretty much all the fiberglass out. It's covering everywhere. There's still a little bit on the tunnel there, which I'm not too bothered about. And this, it's covered in this black tar, and that's really tough to get off, especially on the fronts. The fronts it was baked on. On the back it just chipped off, it was quite brittle. And I'm sure that's factory, because there's never been any paint on that before. I'm sure they wouldn't send it out of the factory without paint on it. Anyway, look at this dent now. So I don't know if that's apparent on here. We've got a massive bulge upwards here and a pierce. And a wrinkle here. And this is where somebody's tried to pick it up from underneath. And my arms aren't long enough to get a dolly under there. So I just try thrashing it down and see what happens. That's gone back pretty well. Just ended up with there's a very hard spine crease just there, which I was bothered about, but that's gone down. Tiny little crack, which I'll have to weld up. But that's good enough. And then welding on the front, this half of the floor next to the sill, and the same on this side, and try and tidy up this tunnel. Let's see what's going on here. I'm going to order some more sill tops. I just want to see what's happening here. It's not going to be good news, I don't think. These are pretty good. This one's worn out now, but we'll see if it'll take off.